In this video, I want to talk about how you can use the insert IO port in your analog mixing console to insert external outboard gear or outboard processing like compressors and gates to your mixing console on the channel or on the buses and master outputs if they do have insert ports, as well as inserting processing from a door to your mixing console, your analog mixing console. So let's jump right into it. The insert IO port in a mixing console is very interesting because it gives you the ability to expand the capabilities of the mixer. For example, if you've got a small analog console, even a large one with really good preamps built into it, and using it say in a studio or even in a front of house situation, you want to take advantage of the preamp built into the console and still want to be able to expand the abilities by adding say compressors and gates and certain things like that into individual channel. With the insert IO port, you're able to add these compressors, these gates, these processors, while also being able to take advantage of what is already built into the mixer, like very good preamps, some good EQ knobs, and the fader as well. It's usually on the channel strips and also on the bus, so you can do group compression, for example, using insert IO on say your group bus, and you can do compression on individual channels. Now, the insert IO ports in analog mixing consoles are made up of female quarter-inch TRS connectors, and so what you plug into this is a male quarter-inch TRS connector like this one. And the kind of cable we call insert cables are cables like this that have this male quarter-inch TRS connector on one end, which gets split into two quarter-inch TS connector. For those of you who don't know, TRS stands for tip, ring, and sleeve. And so for this TRS connector here, I've got the tip here, and then there's a band that separates the tip from the ring, which is the middle connector, and then there is the sleeve, which is the ground. And then this is a TS connector, so you've got just tip and sleeve, which stands for TS. The way this connector works is, this is also similar to the connector that you use to split a stereo signal to two mono signals. So the way this connector works is the tip of this connector gets connected to the tip of one of this connector. If it's a stereo connection, then I would say gets connected to the tip of the left connector. But because this is an insert, this cable is used for an insert purpose, I usually say the tip of the TRS that gets plugged into your insert port gets connected into the tip of the connector, the TS connector that is the send. This other connector is the return. So what I've got here, as you can see labeled on this connector, it says tip, which means the tip of this is connected to this. And then the ring of this connector is our return connector that gets connected into the tip of this other TS connector. And then our sleeve is connected to both sleeves, so it acts as our common ground. Now, the way the insert works in two ways. First of all, you can use it as a direct out connector. What this simply means is, listen, if I plug this connector into the insert, you hear the first clicking sound without going all the way. If you plug the connector and slightly listen until you hear the first click, where the tip of the connector connects first into the insert port without going all the way, what simply happens is that whatever is plugged into this channel strip, for example, say if I have a microphone plugged into channel 3 like this, and I plug this halfway in, signal flows down the channel strip normally, and you also have that signal in here. To demonstrate that, I have this microphone here connected to channel 1 of this mixing console, and as you can see here from my master outputs, there is signal coming from this microphone, this channel strip down here. If I connect my insert cable halfway into this insert port for channel 1, like so, you're still able to get signal coming out from here, but because I've connected it halfway, I have the signal also in here. So if I connect the signal, this cable here, into an input of this audio interface like so, you are able to see signal as I speak. You're able to see signal coming in here. If I increase it all the way, it probably starts clipping. So that's basically how it works. Now, how about if you push this connector down completely into the insert port like so? What you will notice is that it cuts signal in this channel strip from going down straight to my main fader. So the signal no longer gets down. The signal still comes into the channel because you can see here from this indicator that signal comes into this channel. However, at this insert port, because I've pushed the insert connector way down to the end, it cuts the signal from going down to the rest of the channel strip, and you can't see the channel coming out from my main output. Now here's where it gets interesting. Why this happens is when you put an insert connector all the way down through the insert port, the signal that comes into this channel strip gets to the insert point and goes out through the send connector of the insert, and then it expects another signal to come from the return, and whatever comes from the return is what flows down this channel strip. So basically what we've got here is signal comes into the channel strip down to the insert, goes out through the send connector, and then when this send connector takes it to your external effect or your external processing, like say if you've got an external compressor, it takes it to your external compressor, so you get plug this into the input of your external compressor, and then this, which is the return connector, gets connected to the output of your external compressor, which brings the processed signal back into the channel strip and then goes all the way to the master fader or to the output. Now to further buttress my point, I just thought about something silly now I can use to demonstrate that. So basically, if I find a way to connect both of these signals together externally, the signal should go all the way, come to the send, and then get into the return. So if I connect the common grounds together and then use this key, I don't know what I'm doing anyway, to link both of those tips, I should expect that both signals, both connectors are connected, and then I get the signal way back down. So let's try that and see if it works. Check 1, 2, and as you can see, you've got signal coming back out at the main output. And if I take away my key, the signal dies away. So that's just a basic explanation of how the insert IO port works. So let's do some explanation or some demonstration rather on inserting something, a signal or some processing EQ and maybe compressors from a DAW I've got here to this channel using the same insert port we've talked about. I'll be connecting the send, which is what I expect to come out from my insert port, the audio in the channel, into an input here in the audio interface. And then I expect that the signal goes through the audio interface into my DAW, gets processed into a channel I've created in my DAW and put anything I want to put inside. And then that signal outputs again back to my DAW, and then I expect to get my return from an output of this audio interface. So I'll be connecting the return to one of the outputs here of the audio interface, like so. So I've got my send into the input of the audio interface and my return into the output of the audio interface. And if I enable this now, you can see signal coming out from the main output in this mixing console. And to test that this insert connection actually works, which means what's coming from this mic is going through the inserts to the DAW and then back from the DAW to the mixing console, I'll add certain processing here. So if I go to the EQ that is built in here, just give me a moment. Here we go. I've turned the EQ on, and if I turn on my high pass filter and move it a little bit, you'll see that my voice is being thinned out by increasing the frequency of the high pass filter. And if I increase the gain of any of the frequency and sweep it, you'll be able to observe how it affects my voice. And if I cut it, the same thing. So basically, my processing works and the insert is successful. This is just like a little bit of a demonstration. Now, on how I've set up this insert in Cakewalk, that is another video which is exclusive to members of this channel. So if you've not joined channel membership, please join as part of my exclusive perks for channel membership. Another video on how I've set up this insert in this DAW Cakewalk and in another DAW Reaper. I have that video just for channel members exclusive, so join channel membership if you haven't done so already. If you'd like to work with me, you would like some sessions with me for one-on-one coaching, consultations or training, and even on-site visits, then visit my website kelviniraganoma.com. Go to the contact me page and book a session with me. I'll be happy to work with you. And yes, if you haven't done so, please join channel membership. I've got some exclusive perks for channel members and some further explanation that are just going to be for channel members alone, and sign up for my online course, The Fundamentals of Live Audio Engineering. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for sticking around till the end. I'm Kelvin. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.